Hello folks, welcome to a new video. So you'll join me, it's Wednesday the 21st of May, it's just gone 7 p.m. and you find me on we're at Stonehouse railway station on platform 1 and I'm going to catch the train to Swindon. So yeah, it's a 35-minute trip for me. And we're basically I'm riding the King Alfred's Way, so off to Swindon, through Swindon, up onto the Ridgeway, and then find somewhere to camp for tonight. I have a tent this time, so no bivvy. I decided to go luxury, but riding the bike here from home, it's about 2 miles and the weight is ridiculous, so we'll see how we get on. Anyway, I'll speak to you in a bit, probably in Swindon. I should add, I meant to mention before, the train is 7:32, getting into Swindon just after 8, so I'm in a race with daylight. So the place I've got scoped out is 10 miles from the railway station, so I've got an hour to get there. So I reckon it'll be just gone 9 and be twilight by then. Wish me luck. It wouldn't fit. I wasn't going to take the bags off just to lift it up, so it can stay there. Hello folks, this is the outskirts of Swindon now. I was very lucky. Sorry, I'm just trying to get around this roundabout. Yeah, so I was very lucky in that when we were coming in on the train, I could see a thunderstorm in the distance. And as we pulled in, you could see the roads and paths and everything were very wet. So blown over now, so that's perfect timing on my part. Anyway, so I can just see the Ridgeway now, so what I'm going to do is ride up to there, go along. I've got a little spot I'm of interest, and I'm going to set up camp there. Hello, some cows in the field here. Oh, you're all coming over. Well, I'm off now. Bye. Well, that's me near enough on the top now. I can just see the Ridgeway and Fox Hill. There's a bit of a cracking sunset behind me. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to join onto the Ridgeway and then I'm going to find somewhere to camp. I've got an idea. Another few miles yet, but that's a few less to do tomorrow. Hello folks, I'm not sure what you're going to be able to see because it's basically dark now, but I'm on the edge of the Ridgeway, on the edge of a field. I'm not crushing any crops or anything like that, so and, I've now got the tent up, bike's down there, so I'm just going to get a coffee on, and you know, it's just gone 10 o'clock, so yeah, it won't be long before I'll be getting my head down, and I'm going to be up early and put this away, or too many people are out and about. Well folks, I'm here boiling up some water for a coffee. Yeah, it was a bit too dark to pitch the tent really, and I haven't done it in a couple of years, so well, it was at least a year anyway, so yeah, that was interesting to say the least. I did, my original plan where I was originally going to go wasn't flat enough, so I had to pick what I could, you know, in the dark. Anyway, I'm going to turn in and I will pick you up in the morning. Although I said I'd speak to you in the morning, I've just zipped up the tent, and this is the first time I've used this tent on a proper stealth camp, wild camp. call it what you will. And this is so much better than a bivvy. I mean, the bike weighs a ton, but yeah, this is far better. And I've got this little light. I got it off of Amazon. I think it was less than a £5 for 2. So I've got a spare at home. I didn't bring that. And yeah, it's like bright, dim, or flashing. And obviously you won't want it flashing, but yeah. I was sat there in the doorway having me coffee and watching the satellites go over. And it's kind of like bringing it all back, you know, what I've been missing over the last couple of years. And yeah, just being out in nature. Anyway, I'll speak to you in a bit. Good morning, welcome to the first full day of the King Alfred's Way adventure of 2025. It's just before 6 a.m. I've just had my breakfast, which was steak and vegetables with dumplings. It's a bit of an odd breakfast, to be fair, but I got some MREs, meals ready to eat, and that's what I picked out in the dark last night. And it was going to be my evening meal, but I got it as my breakfast instead because it was too dark to do anything last night. So yeah, the sun's come up, not a cloud in the sky. I can see Membry Tower off in the distance. It took me a little while to work out what that was. I can hear movement now on the B road just down there. So yeah, I'm just having some breakfast, some coffee, and then a bit of a chill out, and then start packing up and moving on. Don't know where I'm going to get to today. Last time I did this, which was 3 years ago, well, coming up to 3 years ago, I came from home. I did the train journey that I did yesterday in the morning, and then started the ride. And I got onto the bridgeway about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I got as far as a place called Risley. So I'm assuming I'm going to be a fair way in front of that, I hope. And yeah, we'll see where we get. I've scoped out a few places where I can camp out for tonight. And I'm hoping tomorrow night I can get to Beacon Hill. I camp there. So it got down to 4 degrees last night. And I was actually toasty, despite having a 2-season sleeping bag. I stayed in my down jacket, get my hat on. And the other good thing I bought, oops, let me do that, was some down-filled boot things. Like, they're a bit like slippers, and I bought them off AliExpress, so they didn't cost a lot, and they kept my feet warm. And yeah, I wouldn't say I had loads of sleep, but I did sleep, and it was pretty peaceful here. As I said, I did have a couple of joggers through last night, but they carried on and didn't bother me, so they didn't come back. There was a car parked up at the farm, probably a quarter of a mile away, half a mile away, so I think that was their ar, so they obviously went home after their jog. Anyway, I'm just packing stuff up now, just gradually putting it back on the bike, and then we'll be off towards Goring-on-Thames and Reading and that. So let's see what the day brings. So there we go, folks, all packed up now. No trace, nothing there. I do tend to double check so I haven't left anything behind, you know, more than, well, not more than anything else, but you know what. Anyway, yeah, that was a good camp. That it's quiet apart from planes coming over. I don't know where they were going because there's no airport nearby other than sort of Fairford and Bryce Norton and that, so don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to go and back onto the trail, which is literally just through the trees there, probably about 15 feet from me. So yeah, I'm just at the top of the hill out of Ashbury now, and yeah, we started the King Alfred's Way for real, really. There's a deer in the field over there that's watching me. There was a couple of, I've just crossed the road, and there's a couple of motorhomes there. They're all still asleep. And there was a chap, I think, walking 2 dogs at 25 past 6 along here. So I'm not sure if he came from there or what, but clearly he's got insomnia. Well, here you are at Wayland Smithy. I've seen this place on videos many times, but I've never actually been here. Looks like they've put a stone there to stop you walking in the burial mound thing there. Sorry, I'm not a historian. Must be wearing it away, I would imagine. I think these big old stones. Oh, there's a sign, no camping and no bonfires. So I would imagine people's actually slept or camped in here. And it's a bit too much of a honeypot for tourists, to be honest. But yeah, it's a burial mound, so a little bit disrespectful doing that anyway, even if it was thousands of years ago. It's a beautiful morning. It's going to be a warm day. I'm already in short sleeves. I didn't even bother with arm warmers. I've got my gilet on to keep my core warm, but yeah. Let's have a look around this side. You can do a lap of it, but no, this is Wayland Smithy. So that's me dragging myself up the first climb of the day, and we've got Effington Hill Fort to my left, and the also the White Horse and the Trig Point as well. Last time I did this route, I couldn't actually see, there wasn't much of a view because it was raining, and that was at the end of a very hot summer. So luckily it was just the first half of the first day that it rained. We'll see. I think it's dry today and tomorrow, and then I'm not so sure on Saturday, and then I think it's dry again on Sunday. So, you know, I'm aiming to get home by Sunday. So I'm planning on camping my last night on the Ridgeway again, but the other side of Liddington Hill Fort, and then riding home from there. So I've got sort of Sunday to do that. So that's my plan. Whether it'll work out like that, who knows, but that's my plan. And it is a glorious day. It really is. It really is a glorious day. Right, let's crack on. I can see Sparsholt Firs over. Well, the roar of the traffic you can hear is the A34, and I've just spotted this on the side of the trail. There's police tape all over it. So they obviously had to pull out whoever was in it. Somebody's nicked all the wheels, which is weird. Well, not really, I suppose. And left all bits of car all over the trail. It's a bit disappointing. So I'm under the A34 now, and about a mile or so on. Just thought, you know what, I've burnt off my steak and dumplings, and I'm just having a bite to eat before I've got a couple of climbs to do, and then it's dropped down into the Thames Valley, and I'm going to do a bit of a resupply at Goring-on-Thames. There's a Tesco's Express there, so I'm going to get some stock, some supplies and what have you for the rest of the day. So there's the River Thames at Goring. I just entered Goring over this bridge. It's funny riding on tarmac again now, because I've been on off-road all morning, That was 20 something miles from camp to where I joined the tarmac again. Anyway, there's a Tesco's Express down the road here, and I'm going to go and get something to eat from there. Curse of the YouTuber. Train goes by as I press record on the camera. So I'm outside Tesco's Express in Goring now. So having a bit of a pit stop here. It's a tough old little lumpy bumpy bit all the way from Niddington. Nothing massive, but you know, on that sort of surface it just wears you down. Or another one just for luck. Anyway, I go down here for a little while, past the railway station, and then join the Thames path. That takes me basically all the way to Reading. So we're on the Thames path, and this is Hartley Steps, and got the wall of death to begin with, and an equally as steep gradient the other side, meaning that I'll be walking that as well. Long time viewers will remember when, or may remember when I did this route last time, which was August 2022, and I got on the train at Stroud, and it was packed. We were in there like sardines, and so much so I had to put my bike up on the back wheel, and the handlebars was on my chest, and it was I hadn't appreciated when I planned to do it that Reading Festival was on. So it was everybody going to Reading Festival, and I've just come along the road there, and that was where I got off the train at Swindon, as I've done this time. Did the route same as I've done this time, and then I re-met all the people that were on the train going to the Reading Festival, and the venue was in those fields over there. That was a sea of tents and marquees and what have you, and car parks and just thousands of people. It's a bit odd without it all in there. You'd never know it's ever in there, you know. And I suppose in a few months' time it'll look the same again, but I won't be making that mistake again. But yeah, that was quite funny. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm on the edge of Reading now. I should probably thread my way through there, out to the other side. I might stop somewhere and get something to eat.
Yeah, man.
It's rather pleasant coming through this way through Reading, by the river. You can see the corkscrew thing over there. I assume that's like some sort of pump. Serene. And I don't mean that stuff that's like malt loaf either. Oh, this lot. Loads of them. A fleet of swans. Well, that's Reading, a distant memory. Back out in the lanes. It was, yeah, quite busy getting out of it. Bit of a culture shock, you know, after this morning of the quiet of the Wessex Downs, you know. All you could hear was skylarks and other birds, songbirds. And then you come through that and it's like, oh my god, what a culture shock. Anyway, it's what's the time now? 1:10 I'm kind of in a need of some lunch now, so I'll see what comes up in the next few miles. But you know what, I mean, this is a lovely little spot. I'm on a bridge over this waterway. I don't know what that is. I should correct myself from when I was talking to you about the corkscrew thing, that was actually the Kennet and Avon Canal, not the Thames. So it is quite confusing. Can hear there's a dual carriageway behind me, the Reading to Basingstoke Road, and the track comes alongside it for a mile or so, and oh my god, it's loud. Probably because of the quietness I had this morning. But you know, coming through this southern England, it's going to be busy. You know, it's highly populated, and you know, this route is really good because, you know, you're in, you know, fairly close to London, and it's so rural. Would never know, you know, from this route. I am trying to conserve my batteries, so which is why there's no arty-farty stuff. So it's nice over here. Anyway, let's go and find some lunch. So, off to my left is the Brams Hill Plantation, and this is where I made it to last time on the first evening. Twilight, and it's 1:45 this time. I reckon I'm about 6 hours ahead. So yeah, bit of a story. I stopped at the pub in Risley, which is a mile or so behind me. She comes out as I'm closing. I'm ever so sorry. Oh great. The sign said food served all day, 12 till 9, Tuesday to Sunday, and they were closing. There was nobody in there, I don't think. Well, there's not going to be anybody in there if you're closing it randomly, because, you know, people can't rely on it, can they, you know? So I was a bit disappointed. Oh, okay, fair enough. There was no shop there. And they had a tea room. I thought, oh, I'll go in there. That's a bit civilised. Private party. So I couldn't use that either. So Risley is a desert if you're looking for something to from sustenance. Oh dear. Right, yeah, I'm going to have to work out where I'm going to stop for some lunch now. It's going to be a late lunch at this rate. Here we are, folks, Basingstoke Canal. I can't remember when I last spoke to you, to be perfectly honest. But I've passed my my second place for a camp, and I had about, I reckon, about 5.5 hours before daylight was, so I'm decided to just keep going, see where I get. But I'm planning on stopping earlier tonight than I did yesterday for obvious reasons, because it was a bit too late last night. Rather than looking at me, the other side of the bridge here. Wind's picked up. There's hardly any wind at all this morning, and now it's just blowing. There's a fish just broke the surface. Yeah, so I reckon I'm about 5 or 6 miles from Farnham. So I know there's a petrol station there that I used last time, so I'm going to stock up there. Have, you know, lots to eat. I'm going to buy my overnight stuff there as well. So I'm going to add a little bit. I mean, the MRE was all right, but just needed something else with it, you know. So I'm going to do that and then see where I get. Hello, folks. So you find me in Farnham, or rather on the edge of Farnham, in a petrol station. So I've had some sandwiches and some bits and bobs. I needed that. I was empty. I haven't drunk enough today either, which is daft. But anyway, I'm a lot further along than what I was expecting, so that's good. I think I've picked a spot for later, so yeah, I'll be there probably another hour, I would have thought, so there's no rush. It's only 5 o'clock now. Sat here in the sunshine chilling out. I've actually gone cold, and I think that's down to lack of calories, you know. So I'll probably be hot again in about half an hour's time once all that sandwich and bits and bobs kicks in. Tell you what, the traffic here is ridiculous. It was, yeah. I should be glad to be back on the trails again, the other side of Farnham. You know, I know what I forgot to mention earlier was Hartley steps back in on the Thames path there. Yeah, the back of the bike's so heavy, I was pushing it up there and it was just going off to the right. I couldn't keep it straight. But the training effect is going to have some good things going on. Look at this for a scene. You can watch the insects skimming the water. I bet you there's kingfishers around here. Wow. Do you know what? I'd love to set my tent up here, just have the door facing that way, but the road's there. I think this is my favourite spot on this route, you know. I think it's others as well because I've seen it on lots of videos. A little bit murkier than it has been when I was here last. Here we are on Frensham Common, Surrey Hills. I always think that the Surrey Hills is a bigger area than you think, you know. It's quite small and it's not, it's quite large. So it was 2.5 years ago or thereabouts when I last came, and there'd been a fire, and you can still now see the evidence of that fire. The trees aren't dead. I mean, they are green at the top, just black at the bottom. Anyway, I've got to crack on. This is MOD and